Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today's project is for the VICKI BOUTIN design team, and this week the design team has been working with the April mood board. You can find it in the VICKI BOUTIN mixed media community, or it's flashing right now on the screen, and I love all about it. I love the pastel vibrant colors, I love the foil, I love splatters, and there's quite a bit of them on the mood board. So I'm going to use them to create a project. And since this weekend is Easter, I thought about an Easter picture that I have from a couple years ago, and that's my daughter. She's wearing ear bunnies. They don't like to go egg hunting or anything else, but I can count them into wearing the ears once in a while. So what I've done for this is I use a Paige Evans CAD file. This is one that the bunnies fold. All I did is actually copy them together and weld the bunny in place, and then I just added an offset because I just want the edge of the bunny. I don't want all the bunnies. I just want the edge. I'm going to use quite a bit of colors. I'm going to say a busy background. So one very simple with the details that are going to be behind the picture. So to speed up the process, I wanted something with texture, and I really love the texture that the pre-made mixed media paper has. Plus it already comes with a basis. Like I'm going to say like some a background already done. So I can add to it and not spend that much time, and also have some ideas. So I'm going to use this one that has a lot of the pinks, the corals, and the oranges because those are the colors of the bunny ears she's wearing. And I think it's just going to make the ears pop out. So I'm going to, like I said, that's going to be my base. And all I'm doing right now is when I created the cut file, I just cut two of each together. I cut them in 3 different sizes. And I'm just gluing them together just to give them a little bit of dimension, but also to make sure that they're a bit sturdier than just simple cardstock. So all I'm doing right now is kind of setting up the idea that I have in mind, just so I have kind of like, a dimension where everything is gonna go. Now, like I said, the one thing that caught my eye in this mood board was the splatters. And if you know my work, then you guys know that I love splatters. So what I'm using right now are the VICKI BOUTIN watercolor markers, and you saw that I just added a little drop of color onto my piece of acrylic. I added some water, and I'm actually going to use the water brush. And why I'm using the water brush is because I can squish the barrel and water comes out, and that's going to help me create those splatters on the paper. So all I'm doing is picking up a little bit of the pigment, lifting up the brush. I'm going to put it quite a bit higher than the paper, and then I'm going to squish the barrel. And if you don't have a brush, you saw me do it right now, is all I'm going to do is kind of load it with pigment, and with my fingers kind of squish it down so I create that that splatter look, like, that has the ink kind of splashing around. And super simple. And you're gonna see that I'm just gonna work with some of the colors. I'm gonna add purples, I'm gonna add yellows, I'm gonna add corals. I'm gonna try to pick some of the colors that I see in that top corner, where you see all the little peep bunnies. So I'm going to use the purple, I'm going to bring some yellow, I'm going to bring some quite a bit of pink too, because my daughter is wearing those pink ears. And all I'm doing again is I am adding a little bit of the watercolor markers onto my little piece of acrylic that I have there, my little sheet of acrylic. Added a little bit of water because I don't want it that concentrated, and then I'm picking up the pigment with my water brushes, or Vicky's water brushes, the ones that come with the water barrel, and I'm just squishing the barrel, lifting the brush on the air above the paper, and then just squishing the barrel, so kind of a drop literally falls onto the paper, and that's going to create that splash look on it. And you're going to see that I'm going to add my splatters, I'm going to say all over the page. Really, I did not want to just go, oh, I'm just going to add it in this corner. I just wanted to have splatters everywhere. I'm not going to fill the page entire with splatters. I am going to be careful and leave lots of empty space. Already the pink brushes, marks that you see in the background that came in the pre-made mixed media paper are taking a lot of the work, but you're going to see that the markers are so pigmented that the color kind of remains true to itself. Now, one of the things you see me do along the way is that I'm using a little piece of paper towel to pick up the color. So why I'm doing this is because I did not add yeso to the background. So these droplets are gonna, I'm going to say, soak right into the paper. Even though the pre-made mixed media paper, has a texture to it and a little bit of a coating, so it's not going to soak right through like you will do regular paper. It is going to suck through. So all I'm doing is, you see me once in a while bring a little piece of paper towel. I'm just rolling it to make it like a little tip or a little corner, and I'm just kind of dabbing at the top of the droplet just to suck a little bit of the extra water. If I leave the water, eventually it's gonna soak into the paper and it's gonna warp the paper. So just to avoid that, is I'm letting it sit there for a little bit, just to so that the color concentrates on the paper, and then I'm soaking up the excess water. And I'm gonna set it aside to dry. That's my paper dry. Because I used that little tip that I told you, using the paper towel, the paper hasn't warped at all. Now, to continue with the splatter mode, and I want, and also to bring some of the foil. And one thing you guys don't know about is I love foil. I have so much of it because I love it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use sorry, acrylic matte gel. And what I love about this is you can do so much with it. We just had a conversation on the Vicky Boutin mixed media paper about what you can do with it. Well, besides helping you thin out paint and add glitter glaze and serve as a resist, you can actually use it to add foil to your project. So what I'm going to use, and this is a stencil from the Field Notes collection, is the one that has all the little watermarks. I'm actually going to use some of the matte gel, and you're going to see that I brought an acrylic brush from my stash because I wanted a brush that was dry. So all I'm doing is I'm going to use the little splatter designs that the stencil have, and I'm just picking a little bit of the matte acrylic gel with my brush and kind of just brushing it on top. I don't want a thick application. If you want to, it's okay. If you want a thick application, you can apply with a palette. I just wanted a thin application. I did not want to use my stencil brushes because I thought it was such a small holes that I just wanted to use a small brush. So I'm using an acrylic brush, and all I'm doing is I'm just literally putting the stencil all, even on some parts above the splatters I already have, and just adding the matte acrylic gel. It's okay if it pulls, like I say, at the edges or where the watermark, in this case, image is gonna be. It's okay. I'm gonna actually just add them. I don't know if you can see them in the camera. It goes transparent, so it's gonna dry pretty much transparent. You can see it when you get it like up close in the camera. Because of the lights, you might see it's a little bit hard to look at it, but you're gonna see that I'm just adding them all over the place. And one of the keys here is you're gonna have to let it dry a bit. So you're not gonna put the foil right away. You're gonna set it aside to dry for a little bit, and you're gonna see that I added quite a bit of it. It's not gonna show as much because the splatters are really small. I'm going just for the small splatters. I don't want big ones. I just wanted to kind of match with the ones I already have, but to bring some of the foil look that I have on the eggs. So like I said, I'm using my brush just to apply the matte gels through, just to create a little splatter size, and I set it aside to dry. So just keep touching it until you feel it really tacky, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting pieces of foil and just applying it on top of the little stencil marks. And you're going to see that once I push my finger on it, you're going to see that pretty much it gets stuck to the impression. So the foil is not going to move. Now you're gonna see that I'm gonna bring quite a bit of foil too. It takes just a little bit, but different colors. I'm gonna bring white. I have some teal. I have some light blue. I have some pink. I'm gonna bring some gold, some fuchsia, just because I have all those colors on the background. And like I said, I wanted something really colorful on the background because everything is gonna be pretty plain. You're gonna see that I'm gonna bring some. I even have I think I bring the holographic one, the same look that some of the foiled pieces of chipboard have in the collection, in the color kaleidoscope. And you're gonna see that I took it off camera because it just had so many little pieces. And all I'm doing is I know where they are, so I'm putting it on top and just pressing with my finger so it keeps in place. And you're gonna see right now, and I put it through my Mink. Now the key here is that you have to put it through your Mink. So a laminator. I have a Mink, but if you have a laminator, put it on it. Use setting 3, that's all you're gonna need. I'm gonna say medium setting in the other laminators, and I just put it one pass and it's all done. And you're gonna see right now, I'm just gonna take off once I put it through my laminator, I'm gonna take off the piece of foil, and you can see it. I love how this turned out. Love it. It is hard to photograph foil. You have to like find the right angle, but with the lights you can actually see how nice it looks. Now I have pretty much my background, and then like I said, I'm picking up some of the stuff. The only thing I'm not going to use from here is the flowers, and I'm a flower girl, but I really wanted to use the splatters. So pretty much when I'm setting up how everything is going to go, now that I know the bunnies are going to stay there, I'm just going to glue them in place, but I'm not going to completely glue them. I'm just going to add a little dots of glue to certain places because in case, I decide to move something, because you guys know that I move a lot of stuff, it'll be okay. Now, what I did, like, until the bun, everything was settled down, sorry, is I went and looked for some papers. I'm going to use this paper. This is from the mixed media pot, the 6x8, just to back the picture. And then I'm going to bring the watercolor stripe from the 6x8 paper, pad of paper from the color kaleidoscope, just to serve as one of the background papers. I'm just going to pick up all the colors that I have from the background. Now I'm going to use one of the negative pieces of the bunny, kind of just use as a layer, just kind of peeking from behind the picture. Before I set down the picture, I am going to add a little piece of foam adhesive behind it, and this is just fun foam, just to give it a bit of a lift. I don't want it to be that flat. And then I'm going to set it right in between. I'm going to nest it in between the bunnies. That's the best way to put it. And then I'm just going to add some foam adhesive behind the ears because I wanted to kind of have a little bit of a lift. And then I'm going to start working on embellishing this. I knew the word bunny was going to come somewhere in this layout, and I did not want to use black. I really did not want to use black. I thought I wanted something really festive. So I went through my stash and I pulled this alphas. These are from Pink Paisley, one of Paige's collections. I think it's 2 collections ago. I'm not so sure. And I'm gonna write this bunny, and I'm gonna actually brought these ones because it has all the colors of the rainbow. So I'm gonna kind of create a little rainbow in the word bunny at the top of the word love, and the word love comes from the puffy stickers from Vicki. Now you're gonna see that I'm gonna start embellishing the bottom, and my idea is I'm gonna use some round stickers just to kind of create the little tails of the bunnies, and I'm gonna take advantage of that also to create the little clusters at the bottom of my picture. I don't want to add much to the top of the picture because I have the ears, and I want kind of like, the idea of the grouping of the ears at the top. So all I'm doing is I'm adding quite a bit of white. You're gonna see that I'm not gonna stay that much. I think the background is really busy. There's a lot of color, so I want to keep it kind of really simple at the bottom. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna bring a few stickers. Now when I start working on the word bunny, I'm gonna add these little puffy stickers just to give me the idea of the whiskers, and my idea was maybe I can do some ears, and I played with a few things at the top, and I just decided that it was gonna be too busy, so I just added the little heart. Is from the puffy stickers that matches the color of the word love. And after that, I gonna add just a tiny little sticker at the top of the picture just to create my little triangle. I'm gonna bring another one of the kind of puffy hearts in the same tone, in that kind of like fuchsia pinkish tone. I'm gonna add a few lines of journal, and that's about it. Like I said, this was super simple. It was an easy way to create a background using a pre-mixed media already background, adding a few more details with the watercolor markers, and then using the matte gel to add some foil. If you don't have a ink machine or a laminator, there are some ways that you can add foil to your projects. Check Deco Foils, check also 3L. They have foils that you can add just with glue. Thank you so much for joining me. As I always mention, don't forget to check out Vicki's stuff. It is amazing to work with. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. Have a great Easter, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye-bye, guys.